Guys, we are here in Rowan County for an utterly awesome field trip today. So, Kira, can you tell us a little bit about where you work and what you do out here?
Yes. I work at Piedmont Research Station in Salisbury, North Carolina, and we do research on dairy cattle. And what we do is kind of wait for project leaders to find out what different kind of research interests the dairy farmers around us, and we do different projects. But on a day-to-day, we take care of 150 milking cows and 180 young stock, and we milk twice a day. We milk at 7:30 and 7:30, and then the calves are fed on robots and they eat as much as they want all day.
Okay. So you mentioned that you milk cows out here. What is a little bit involved with milking cows?
So when the cows are milked at 7:30 and 7:30, the cows will come into the parlor, which is where we milk, and they come in. They get a pre-dip, which is an iodine like sanitizer, and it stays on for 30 seconds. And then the milkers will strip the cows and look for anything funny about the milk and make sure that they stimulate the cows, and then they will wipe the iodine off and attach the milkers. And the milkers stay on for about 10 minutes. And then once they're done milking and the flow goes down, the milkers will come off. The cow will get a post-dip, which is also iodine solution that will stay on to make sure that nothing can contaminate her teat ends. And then she goes back to her stall and her pen where she stays with a group about 35 other cows, and they can lay down and eat and drink and come and go as they please. They also get to go outside at night and lay out in their lounge lots.
So that sounds like a lot of work, big animals to get some milk. How much do these cows actually eat on a daily basis?
So the cows eat about 150 pounds of feed and drink about a bathtub full of water.
Ooh, a bathtub full of water.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of water. So what actually goes into the ration to feed a cow on a daily basis?
So the main feed source is corn silage, and it's actually the whole corn plant, and it's chopped into smaller pieces for the cows to eat. And then there's also cottonseed hulls and whole cottonseed, soybean meal, corn, and minerals, so they can get their full everything they need to live and make milk.
So we know that some dairy farmers may choose to feed or finish their cows with grass. So how would that compare to a silage and ration diet?
So some dairies, what they do is they feed a grass ration, and then they supplement with either a pellet or some kind of feed to make sure that the energy they need is being supplemented in some way. But the cows will go outside and graze and eat grass, and then instead of corn silage.
We know that there are some old wives' stories about cows laying down. So could you maybe explain why a cow may lay down and if that's a good thing?
So cows sleep about 8 hours a day, and when cows sleep, they lay down, and they laying down is a good thing because they're ruminating, which rumination is when their stomach actually is doing digestion, and digestion helps make milk. So it's really important that the cow is resting and is comfortable when she lays down so that she can make milk. So cows actually sleep a lot. They really like naps, just like I like naps.
So once you've gotten the milk from the cow, what's the next step in the process?
Um, Basically, the milk goes into a bulk tank where it's like a big refrigerator just for the milk, and it's cooled to 34 degrees. And then every other day, the milk tanker comes and picks up the milk, and it goes to the milk plant, and then the milk plant pasteurizes and bottles your milk, and it goes to the grocery store. So you're usually from milk to table, it's about 3 days at the longest time. So you're getting your milk really fresh.
Super fresh. 3 days. That is a very fast turnaround time. Perfect. So the milk that you produce here at the research station, where does that go once you've got it?
The milk here goes to a co-op. The co-op picks it up and they sell it across the country. Some of our milk goes to Mayola Milk, and some of it goes to Ash Cheese, and it just kind of depends where the market goes at that time.
Awesome. What are some of the precautions you take to make sure the milk that people are getting is super healthy and won't cause any health issues?
So if a cow is treated with antibiotics, the milk is dumped, and we have a group specifically for dump cows. We want to make sure that the cows are cared for. So it's really important for us to treat cows when they're sick. Just like when you go to the doctor, a cow will go to. We have a vet that comes, and the cows will go to the doctor if they're sick as well. So it's really important for us to have healthy cows so they can make healthy milk for you. So if they are sick, we do treat them, but we do not feed that milk to people. It goes down the drain. So we have red leg bands that the cows wear to show that that cow has been given antibiotics, so that way that no one puts that milk in the tank. And if we do have a cow accidentally get in the tank, the whole tanker of milk is gone, ruined. So we make sure that it never goes in there because you don't want to dump all that milk on the ground.
Perfect. So you mentioned the research station is geared towards meeting the needs and the questions of the dairy industry. And with that comes along, supporting local dairies. How can we support local dairies no matter what part of the state we're in?
You can buy dairy products and eat dairy products to support your local dairy farmers.
So how old are some of the cows here at the research station?
So the cows here, a lactating cow is 2 years old. They are not in milk until after 2 years old. We make sure that they're of proper age to be a lactating dairy cow. And so the cows that are being milked here are anywhere from 2 to 9 years old, and it just depends on when they're here and when they leave, and they kind of tell us when they're ready to go. So it just depends on where they are in their stages of how old they are. But in the 150, they're from 2 to 8 or 9.
Okay. So. Very interesting. So how does a cow actually begin producing milk? Is there an event that triggers that?
So to produce milk, a cow has to have a baby. And so before that, the calves are born here, and they are housed in a facility where they get to have unlimited milk. They are actually fed by a robot, and they're fed formula just like a baby human. So the formula is made just for them, so it's just like mom's milk, just as a baby's formula would be made. And as the calf gets older, she learns to eat normal food just like a baby human eats normal food. And so once the baby is okay to eat normal food, she'll go and live her life here until she's about 12 to 15 months, and then she'll get pregnant and she'll have a baby of her own in 9 months. So gestation of a cow is 9 months. So it takes 9 months for the baby to grow in the mommy's belly.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of similarities between humans and human babies, and then cows and cow babies. Okay. Yeah. That is super interesting. So are some of those calves the ones that grow up to replace some of your older cows?
Yeah, we actually don't buy any cows to be here. All of the calves that are born here stay here, and they'll stay here and their whole life.
Perfect. So you mentioned some of the feed that they get, such as silage as well as other commodities. Where do you get that food from, and do you need to mix it up in any kind of way?
So the feed that's fed to the cows, the corn silage is grown here, and then we buy the soybean meal and cottonseed, and the minerals are brought in as well, and then it's mixed in a mixer wagon, and the mixer wagon delivers the feed to the cows fresh every day.
Okay. So if a cow eats, then a cow must poop. Do y'all do anything with the poop that the cows produce here at the station?
So we have flush tanks that flush the poop down the drain like a toilet, and then that manure is the solids are separated out of the manure, and the water is reused to flush the barn again. So we reuse water so that way we are utilizing less water and conserving resources.
So, Kira, out here at the research station, it looks like a pretty big area. Do they do a lot of other projects out here? And if so, how large is the research station?
The research station as a whole is about 1,400 acres. We have a poultry unit where they do chicken research, and we also have a horticulture unit, and they do berries and different and vegetables, things that your produce. And then we have a crop unit, and the crop unit does research on field crops, and they also grow the feed for the dairy unit.
Awesome, that is really cool. At the research station, how many people work out here, and how can you get connected to work out here if you're interested?
There's 33 full-time employees here when we're full staffed. We have a lot of summer internships with high school students and college students, and then a lot of students from NC State come out here to do research. And if you want to be connected out here, you can always stop by and come to the main office, and they'll help you with that.
Okay, cool. Well, Kira, that was absolutely awesome, and we cannot thank you enough for having us out here. And remember, find a way to support your local dairy because they matter.